Morning, Justin from Brickright here again. We're on to another job which we'll show you now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do help us out. Just give it a click and a like, because there's 83% of people not subscribed, so it helps us out a lot. So here we are, we're in a place in South Wales called LiQWYD, and I'm looking forward to getting on with this job. Tony's been waiting our client for about since last May. So what we're going to do, I'll give you a little walk through very quickly. So all this area up to the line post there, this is all going to be porcelain. And if you come up here, right, what we got going on is from here back up there is porcelain, where the grass area there is staying, but we've got a little dwarf wall going in here of blockwork, because if we carry this level on, it'd be above damp proof course. So we've got a dwarf wall separating the levels, and then we've got another brick wall going where the old wall was through here. So there we go, we'll crack on with it and stay tuned. So here we are then. Sorry, we haven't brought you much footage of the dig out on this one, but you've seen it all before with our videos. So here we are, we've had 2 loads away, so 26 tons come out. The concrete that was underneath here, same as the last job, was absolutely horrific. So we just spent 3 days on the old Hilti over there on the breaker, getting everything out. So Adrian's just taken that now, so we're back down to this. So we start putting our, so that's for foundations for a wall there, and that's for foundations for a brick wall up in there that we started digging. And then so yeah, it's all going okay. And we've got 10 ton of stone out there ready to come in. So Brad's not very well. Brad, are you?
Nope.
He's had a couple of days off, which is not like Brad, so I know he's ill if he's had a couple of days off. So what's the problem, Brad? What's the problem?
Just full of crap.
Full of cold he is. And I just said to him, do you want a bag of chips? Normally he says, yes please. He said, no, I don't want a bag of chips. He said, I don't feel like it. So 3 times I asked him. On the final time, what did you say?
Go on then.
And then you said to me, I might not eat them though. So I said, what's the point of buying you a bag of chips if you're not going to eat them? And he said, well, get them for me, but I don't think I'm going to eat them. Did you eat them all?
Yeah.
Oh, he's eaten them all. Which you know he would eat them all, so do I. So
It was only a small bag of chips.
shut up, it was a bloody monster bag of chips. See that 10 ton there? It was like a bag of chips like that 10 ton there, Brad, wasn't it?
Yeah, why not?
Right, anyway, we'll crack on with this and show you when we got the base in. Just telling him, you go in the digger because you don't feel very well, and I'll do some wheelbarrowing. So he's in the digger, carrying on with his training. Fraser's in there, spreading it all around, look. And look at the bloody wheelbarrow he's given me. Look at the size of that.
The man's wheelbarrow, that is.
I'm nearly bloody 50-year-old, Brad.
Man and boy.
Man and boy, yeah, you're bloody right there, man and boy. Anyway, we'll put you onto hyperspace and watch me struggle now. Right, we won't bore you with a time lapse on this, but we got the second layer in now. You can just about see what's been whacked and what hasn't. So we do it in 2 layers, so that's the second layer in that top section. We'll whack it, and then we got all this to do, but I'm not sure if we got enough, because that's what's left out there. And and we got all this to do. So we'll let you know. But that's all level. We've had string lines up and spirit levels on it and tape measures. So it's where we want it. Just got to whack it. We're just putting the concrete in now. So that's that coming through. I did dig that out a little bit too deep. So it is quite thick, the concrete. But it's not doing any harm. So we got that mixed up. Got that mixed up in there. And then, so what we bought, look, we bought all in. So what you get, let's try and get some in there. So you get these stones mixed in with the sand like that. So it's like your stone and your sand mixed in together. So all you do is stick 4 shovelfuls of this into your mixer, into there, and then 1 shovelful of cement. So 4 and 1. Put the water in and you're done. But if you want to do it better, and what we tend to do now is we do it by the bucket. So we put 4 bucketfuls of sand in, or all in the mixer, and then 1 bucketful of cement. So 4 and 1, and it's gauged out and set out properly then. So you're not putting like small shovelfuls of sand or big shovelfuls of cement in, and it's out of balance for your gauge, for your mix. So we'll get that put in there now, and Brad's having a go at laying. So let's get this out, is it? Brad, chuck that out into there for me then, mate.
Well, I've done nothing.
Oh yeah, that's done nothing.
It's too low.
I know, I dug a bit too much out with the digger on this end, so we'll put another mix on. There's no harm in putting thick foundations in. We could step it down, Ray, couldn't we, and save on the all-in, on the mix, but to be honest, run it out the back of the van and clear the back of the van out. So we'll just mix a couple of extra barrows up, get it in, and there's no step, and it's all sorted for bricklaying then. Right, top tip for you, you can see all the cement dust coming out of there now. That is really harmful for you. So what I would do is what Fraser's doing there, look. He's got a mask on. So I'm telling all the boys, now I got my mask on. I know it's difficult because old school, we wouldn't have done this years ago, but that stuff, the cement's so bad, so dangerous. Top tip for you, get a mask on when you're mixing. Right, here we are then. We've had 2 days off because of Storm Dudley and Eunice and Beatrice and Harry and Dave and Bill and Bob. We've had it all here, Brad, haven't we? Been absolutely battered here in South Wales, probably the same as the rest of the UK. What date is it? 17th of February, so it's not the best time of year to be doing this. So we haven't been able to give you much footage, but this is the wall. You've seen the foundations on the last little bit. They're in, they're set. We managed to get that wall up. That's set, all wall tied up. We've got the brickwork ready to go now, but we're constantly doing that, looking up to try and see what storm, whatever it is now. I've lost count of what storm it is. So we'll give it a go, but not. Hopefully we'll give you some more footage on it. If not, we'll just show you as the progress materialises. So what we got now, we got 2 courses set out. So when you do your brickwork, what I always tend to do, and most brickies do, is get their 2 courses in. That sets out your bond. So 3rd course follows 1st, and so on. 4th follows 2nd, and you just do alternate course in half bond if that's the bond you're using all the way up. So we got that set out. I racked that corner back there in the blockwork, so I didn't know where the bond was going to end up against that pillar, so that's the reason for that. So we get it 2 corners up there now. No profiles. I got profiles, but I haven't used them since 1992, the Blakes. So I don't know, I just tend to like building them freehand, and yeah, I think if we're on site doing price, obviously we'd use them, but we're not. So we'll crack on. Again, apologies for no hyperspace or anything. It's just too wet and too windy, and it's just awful here at the moment, so bear with us. Oh God, this is what we're battling against. Welcome to bricklaying in Wales. So we've had to cover it all up again now. So that up there is coming down here, it's upon us. And if I could have £1, or anyone listening in America or anyone else in the world, $1 for all the hours and minutes I've had to stop work and cover up, I think I'd be a rich man. So there we are. We've got to keep smiling, get in the van. I can celebrate now with a pot noodle. Brad's had a mountain of food. He's had 5 Cadbury's cream eggs this morning, so he's happy. So we just get in the van and hopefully see you when and if it passes. brick on edge now. It's still raining. I'm going to harp on about the weather, but laying bricks in this, it's a bloody nightmare, Brad, isn't it? Not happy. Anyway, so brick on edge, we've got the line set up. So come over here, look, Brad. What we got going on? We only laid these yesterday, so I didn't want to put a corner block on it, risk having it pop off. I put a line in there, and I've pulled them both really tight. Same down the other end, so you've got a line set up on the front and a line set up on the back, which is really tight, and that's what we're laying to. So basically we've done this, right? So when you do your brick on edge, we've worked out the bond, so it's basically 3-2 brick on a straight joint. So you just keep on the straight joint with those that line up there on every one, and then by the time you get to the end, you know you're going to fit. So if you have a look what I've done now so far, all that is nice and full, the joints are nice and full and everything, so when we joint it up, it won't become a mess, because it is actually raining here now, we're laying bricks in the rain, so we've got to get on with it. So let's show you quick then. And our setup is because it's you know what in. So you get that, your bed. If anybody got a contract for us to do in Barbados, then leave them in the comments below.
Or indoors. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, or indoors. The weather's killing us, isn't it, mate? So get your bed on. Right. Just make sure you're happy with that now. Front and the back. You see the bricks starting to get a bit wet. So, don't come close, Brad. If you're doing this, get some on your trowel there. So that's the setup I got. What I do is and everybody does this different, I turn the brick so it's just rested on my very large stomach. That's why I got my stomach for, to rest the brick on, see? Didn't know that, did you? Right, so get that there, whack that on there, and when you get to that stage, just drag your trowel off. So now that is nice and clean, you haven't stained your brick. So then next stage is to turn it that way, get your trowel again. There's no compo now on your troweler, so get your trowel again, and all you're doing is pulling it that way, and then you just want to there, and then whatever's left on your trowel there. So when you do that, that perp joint now is completely full all the way around. I've seen a lot of people over the years do that, and lay a brick like that, but all that there has got no cement in it. So I find personally that if you do it like that and you go there, you've got a nice full joint with that there. So you just get that now, come around here now, Brad. So check him on there. So I'm on that brick now, look, so I need that to line up with that. So don't impede the line, so now to change my angle so I don't, my sleeve is not on the line, right? So then you just, and then drag it that way. And now the rain's coming down even heavier. And then just make sure that the front and back is laid to the line. Right, so that's that. I'll show you what it's got off. And I don't know whether we're going to have to cover up here because again, nice full joint. In he goes. There we are. He's in. You can see now the bricks are starting to get a little bit wet, so you've got to be careful. There's only so much you can do in the rain. So there again, look. You can adjust these if you need to make your perp a bit smaller, you want to creep in, or a bit bigger. You can adjust your size, the amount of compo you're putting on there. A couple of taps there. In, and then you go again. You build a little bit of a rhythm there. You can get going on it then. Same again, I'm looking for that to be there for my bond. These bricks are starting to become a bit wet now. Lay to the top of your line, lay to the top of your line at the back. Make sure your bricks are not tipping. But you just keep on going along now like that. You happy, Brad?
Always happy.
Drop the breakfast.
Crave cereal.
Crave cereal.
Chocolate crave cereals. I had the kids' cereal today. Couldn't be bothered with Weetabix.
So the kids have woken up this morning now with no food then.
No, they're fine.
Because you've eaten it all again.
They'll have to have Weetabix, won't they?
You keep going along. Same thing. So you can see now, look, that's a nice, come really close on this. I haven't touched nothing. You can see now, it's a really nice full joint of your perp joint on there. So, and the bed joint as well is nice and full. I am having to tap these down a little bit, but that's what I want. I really want these, because it's a coping course, or a brick on edge. I really want these to stick and adhere to this wall. I'm always inspecting my bricks as well, like I said to you, see if they're okay. Any chips, anything like that, chuck them, and not chips, like chips, you buy from the chip shop, right? Really pushing our luck here, mate, with the weather, aren't we? Same thing, check. Side of your trowel. See, every single one I do has got a nice full joint on it. Really important that is. You've seen brick on edge before on your trowels. Well, I have, being a bricklayer. That the cement is starting to come out the top of the joint. It's because the joint's not full when you're putting the brick on. So I can't emphasise as much as I am to get that perp joint as full as you possibly can. So if you see what's happening here now, look, you come close, and it's not a problem. See, I'm starting to lose my bond a little bit on that one, and you can see these bricks are wet now, look. So I'm starting to lose my perp joint on that one now, so what that tells me, I need to creep that way a little bit now. It's not a problem. You just got to keep checking. We've got that much left, and we are really pushing our luck. So I'm going to have to get on with this now. I think what we're going to have to do, Brad, we're going to have to get them in as best I can, and we're going to have to cover it all up with a hessian, walk away for a little bit, and then take it off, and hopefully the weather will have passed enough for us to joint up.
Yeah.
That's bricklaying. This is what you've got to do with bricklaying. Constantly looking at, on what date is it today? The 22nd of February?
2nd of the 2nd of the 22nd.
It's the 22nd of February, isn't it?
22nd of the 2nd of the 22nd.
In America, they do it the other way around, don't they? The Americans and the Canadians, I think, out there, they do it the other way around to us, don't they? If you are watching from America, welcome. Welcome to Wales.
I was going to swear then. I was going to say welcome to the show.
But if you're laying bricks in California at the moment, you ain't got blustery gales blowing your brains out and rain coming in. So if you can see now, I've adjusted that now, look. We're back on that one, and we're pretty much back on bond there now in 2 bricks. So it's like I said, it's not an issue. Oh, thank you, Tina. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina.
Cup of tea for us. So if you come here now, look, Brad, I'll show you, I don't know if you can see this. don't know if you can see the glare, so you can see the water on there.
Yeah, you can definitely
see the water on the bricks. So I think what we're going to have to do, mate, we're going to have to stop the video, we're going to have to admit defeat, and we're going to have to cover this up, otherwise it's going to be a sloppy mess and we can be all down the wall. So we'll see you soon, we're going to have to cover it up. Excuse us, we've got to go. Right, we've been defeated, so we've covered it up now, covered it all up with the Hessian. It's absolutely pouring down with rain, and not just that, the wind's so high, it's blowing it like crazy into the wall and us. So it's getting absolutely soaked, so hopefully the Hessian holds up. And it's just going to go in the van now. Brad's got a cup of tea. So we've got the van out here, so we're going in the van, we're going to sit down and cry, because we just want to get on with it, but I don't know if you can see it, it's absolutely pouring down with rain. So anyway, quit bleating and we'll see you in a minute. Right, so we're sat in the van. I don't know if you can hear the wind, but Storm Franklin is threatening to push the van over, but probably with me and you sat in here, it's never going to go over, is it?
Not going nowhere with that.
No. So, yeah, we're sat in the van, and how long are we going to give it? So we came in here at 9:45, didn't we? Came in here at 9:45. We got a delivery coming, so we got to kind of wait for that. So what's happening now, just to put you in the picture, and the boys on site will, you know, people who are paying staff, they'll know exactly where I'm coming from this. So what happens now, nothing to do with Brad's, not Brad's fault, but Brad's getting paid now to sit in the van to do absolutely sweet FA, Brad, didn't you? Yeah. It's not his fault, so we're having a laugh and a joke about it, but I got to pay for that now, which is fine. It is what it is, we got to do it. But obviously as soon as I say we got to go, then things change a little bit. But I do tend, don't I, to like, if we've worked half a day, I'll just normally pay you for a full day and stuff. Yeah. So you got to try and treat them keen to keep them mean. So there we are. So I'm sat in the van. So I'm now in my head, I'm thinking, Menny's going. It's not happening. Pissing down with rain. What are we going to do? So we'll let you know what we're going to do. But I just wanted to put it out there because a lot of boys who can relate to this. And then I suppose the other side of it as well is, well, how long do we just sit here for, mate?
I know, it does matter, just sitting here anyway.
I mean, it's painful. You're all dressed up, suited and booted. We got the bricks out, we got a mix on the spots out there, ready to go. The lines are set up. We want to do it, but it's not happening. So the weather forecast says it's going to pass. So hopefully it does. So what do you reckon?
Oh, so Derek Brockway's right today, innit?
Derek Brockway is a local weatherman down in South Wales. He's from Barry. So Derek, if you're wrong, we will be coming to get you. Okay. We will strap you up down at Barry Island and let the waves take you. Anyway, as always, I don't know why we do it. Whenever we're sat in the van in the rain, we always manage to turn it into laughter. So we're shut up, stop waffling, and we'll let you know what's happening when we decide what we're going to do. Right, so we got out. Hour and a quarter we were in here, weren't we? Hour and a quarter we were in here. Got back out, rain stopped. What happened? As soon as we touched the cover, as soon as we touched the Hessian, it started to rain again. So I think being a bricklayer, when you're doing brickwork, which I have most of my life, you think that the rain and the powers that be are against you, Brad, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
It starts to play in your head, and bricklayers will, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about with this. You think to yourself, oh, it's against me. You start getting yourself down, and you start thinking of deliveries there, mate. We've got to go, the deliveries here. So we're back in the van, deliveries here, we'll get out to do that, but we're still on stop. So we'll come back to you, hopefully. Right, just to show you what we're up against in this weather, it's just getting worse because we want to try and be real. We don't want to moan and groan because we're pretty happy people, Brad, aren't we? We'll remain happy and positive, but this is what we're up against. I mean, we just had that delivered now, and you know, you could put that in the mixer and say that's concrete. It's not. It's MOT type 1. It's scalpings, whatever you want to call it. It's absolutely soaking, sopping wet. So we've got to shovel that now, and that's going to go into this side section down there and into the side section over on the wall there where we're building. And we've got to somehow try and whack that. And we've got another load of that coming now, which is on the back of a flatbed, a transit, and so it's another 1.5 ton coming. How many do we order? No, it's 2.5 in total, isn't it? So there's another half of it coming now, so we can have another load of that. So it just brings us another problem, that if we're dry tomorrow, we've now got soaking wet materials on a dry day. So even though it's a dry day, we still got the problem. So I think the best thing to do, Brad, smile and wave. Keep smiling. We'll get on with this now. Take the cover off this because it has stopped raining. The sky is blue. It's past, so we're just going to get on with it and yeah, that's all we can do. So we just had a chat now between myself and Brad just come up. I think he's right. We've cancelled the next site order. Come a bit closer, Brad. So the next delivery, another half of this is gone. So everybody knows what concrete is like, right? That's pretty much like a concrete mix in a mixer, but it's not. It's MOT type 1, so it's unusable, isn't it? We'll use it, we'll put it down the side, but if we had another load on top, it's going to hinder us. So we're in a real pickle now. We're in a real mess. We've got the weather against us, we've got soaking wet materials, we've got the wind blowing us all apart. And why am I smiling?
Don't know.
Why am I laughing?
I want to go home now.
It's the only thing you can do. You just got to keep smiling, keep laughing. These things, you think you're defeated, but you're not. You just got to regroup, you've got to put the thought process going, have a chat with your colleague, like me and Brad have a chat. We get a game plan going on it, and we go again. So anybody out there that's down at the moment about the weather, don't let it get you down. Just keep putting one step forward, and that's all you can do, Brad, isn't it? But this is, as much as we're trying to be positive, I mean, you try putting your whacker plate. If you put your whacker plate on there now, right, you can see the whacker plate's going to do that. Look how wet that is. It's absolutely, it's soaking. There's so much water in there. It's terrible. So we've uncovered the brickwork now. So let's show you the brickwork. We had all the Hessian on the brickwork. The Hessian's brilliant. It's poured down with rain on there. The wind's thrown it on there. We've freshly laid this. You've just seen that in the video. Hessian's worked. The sun's out. Let's get off the camera. Let's get these bricks laid. Let's do some many, Brad, is it? Let's do it then. Right, we're jointing this up now. We managed to get it all in. And the mad thing is, it's absolutely sunny now. The wind and the rain is, well, the wind's still here, the rain's completely gone. Anyway, it's not going about that. So, jointing this now, all the brick on edge is on. So to joint it, I have started ahead, jointed my perps. So all you want to do is when you get to your bed joint, just don't put too much pressure on. Just joint them nice and easy with the heel again, back and forth, and then blend it into yesterday's work. And then on the top, what I always tend to do is go that way and then pull your joint back on itself. Because what you don't want to do is if you keep going the same way, then what you're likely to do is pull the joint out on the end. So go that way and then come back that way. That way and then come back that way. And then you can just go for it then. And what you're going to get is, so get a bit of compo on your trowel so you can get that on there, because there's going to be tiny little bits where you've missed. The idea is not to miss, but none of us are perfect, do we? Apart from Brad. So just go along like this, and you can see now, the reason why we want these joints full is not just to be able to get it structurally sound and get a nice full joint on it, which is what you want. It's so that when you come to jointing it, you're not going back and forth to this, going like this all the time, which is then doing what, Brad?
Cost of time, money.
There we go. We just go along like this now. See, every now and again, you will just get a little bit. There's no dramas in it. Excuse me. A little bit there again. So we get up to about halfway. And then what we'll do is we'll show you the next stage of it. Oh, put that in the wrong way. Right, so that's that. Let me just do the bed joint up to there. Get that bed joint done now. Again, don't apply too much pressure. Let the jointing bar do the work. Right, so that's where we're at. Now we've left this over dinner, so that's gone quite dry on there now. Brad's worried about he's going to trip over. So when you do this, so you can get a horsehair brush, or you can just get a cheapo brush from the builder's merchants, something like him there, something like Basil there, and then all you got to do, don't brush it towards you because you can have a, you know, you're going to fill your boots and everything full of it. So just gently, don't go pushing it, just gently flick it with your brush. All in the like the wrist action. Brush that off across the top of there like that. Then you will come across little bits like this, little snobs on your brickwork. Get them off as well. Don't forget, about an hour or so ago, these were soaking wet, Brad, weren't they?
They were.
Wind, this is the part the wind plays. So just keep going across now. Get all them brushed off. Now these ones are a little bit wet, these bricks here now. So just apply a little bit less pressure. You don't want to brush the compo into your joint. The other thing you could do, if you come close here, Brad, if you have got wet bricks, well, you can do this left-handed, like so you can see. What you could do is just scrape that off with your jointing bar. So when you get to this bit and you're doing that, and you get to that bit, and you've got these little snobs on top of your bricks. A lot of the time, if your brick's a little bit damp and you brush it, you're brushing those snobs into the brick, especially because the face on this brick, it's got a lot of indentations in there. So what I find, if you just give that a bit of a scrape off the back of your jointing bar like that, just a quick job like that, nothing major. And then when you go to, there's less on there then for you to push into your damp bricks. So that's the top. Now then, if you go back to the start, Brad, and when you do this bit, what I tend to do is I brush down. There's a lot of 45 degrees going on in bricklaying with your trowel movements and your brushing. So 45 degrees. And the reason why I'm doing that, I don't want to drag it along that way. So I don't want to pull the mortar into the bricks. I'm bringing it down this way because I'm also brushing this top section and I'm keeping that 90-degree angle on my mortar. I don't want to drag the mortar out. So you just brush it down like that. And again, if you do come across any little stains in your wall, you can always go back to these. Maybe go back to them at the end. Just brush it off, 45-degree angle. Like that. There we are. So we'll carry on, we won't bore you with that now, we'll carry on doing that all the way through. That wall's finished, the block wall's finished over here. We've got a little bit of prepping to do on this ground. So that's this video, part 1 for this garden over. Tune in for part 2 where we will be laying that porcelain over there. Look, Brad, this is what we're going to be laying. Laying this porcelain. There's a little taste of what's to come. So if you want to see that, have a little look at the next video. Please like and subscribe. We've got loads of videos on there, loads on the playlist, so go over there and have a little look, and we'll hopefully it's helped you, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.